Hey, what's up, YouTube? This your boy T. Better know my page name is Terrence C, but everybody call me T. So this is my first YouTube video. I debated on what I wanted to do, and a few of my family members and friends were like, "You should tell some of your stories." Now, I will say these stories are not fictional, even though some people are like, "Oh, this is fake. That could never happen." I've seen and been through some crazy things in my life. Some of the stuff is like quadruple X rated, but still crazy. Some of them are super funny and crazy. Some of them are just funny but PG stories. And I was trying to debate on which story, and I said, let me kind of keep it mostly clean and give a regular story and just see how people react to it and how they take. I am recording off my phone. I am at work. That's what my background looks like, all crazy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am at work, so just to kill the time. I'm a security guard, so to kill the time or whatever, I decided, why not do a video? It's hard for me to look into this little camera and look at the screen of myself, but I'm gonna try my best. You know what I'm saying? Please don't kill me in the comments if you do comment. If you like, hit that like button. Obviously you'll be new, so if you want to see more, hit the subscribe. Any more ideas, or if you want to hear more stories, or if you want to tell me shut the hell up with the stories and talk about something else or react to something, you can go either and like. Please excuse my look a little, because I am tired. I work 12-hour shifts on my job, so I be beat down from it. I ain't gonna lie, but I need my chips. I need my papers. I need all of it. You heard? I'm gonna take care of me. I ain't gonna let no, what I'm saying? I ain't gonna depend on nobody else. But that's enough of that chit chat. The story I chose to use. Oh yeah, by the way, for my stories, I will be using other names for the other people involved, unless they give me explicit position. Look at me stumbling. Unless they give me explicit permission to use their name, I will not. And this story involves me and just one of my best friends from the military. It's a military story from 10 years ago. The reason why I don't have his mission is because he is overseas currently, and I very rarely get to talk to him. So waiting on permission would take me forever to get that from him. I know he doesn't care, because I've told the story many times and he knows about it. But still, I'm going to respect that man always. Anybody is, any of my story, even if they're not close friends, I'm going to still give them the respect they deserve, because I would want the same in return. So, without further ado, enough talking, let me get to the story. So, when I met, I'm going to call him Mike. When I met Mike, he was 20. I was 25. Both of us fresh in the military. And he had his roommate who was around my age. I think he was like 23, 24. And he had been there for a while. And he would go to the strip clubs. He actually had a girlfriend that was a stripper. I've done it before too, a few times, but to me it wasn't never like I'm trying to wife her or anything like that. I was just like, I'm having fun, and we were kind of a relationship, but it wasn't a serious one to me. You know what I'm saying? And to them it wasn't either. It wasn't like they were looking at it like, oh, I'm in love and all that. It wasn't like that. But anyway, so he would go all the time, and he'd always be like, try to get Mike to go. And Mike was kind of he was a really shy dude from Alabama, kind of sheltered, like he lived like in the country, so he was like a traditional country boy. So this bigger citier life was just a lot for him to take in. So his roommate could never get him to go. But me and him hit it off. We was cool, and we liked each other vibe. We was cool. So I was just like, why you don't go to the strip club? And he was like, I wouldn't know what to say. I'm scared. I'm like, yo. I said, and I told him, I said, at the end of the day, they are regular women like any other woman that's walking these streets. So you don't gotta do any rocket scientists and approach them so differently. Treat them like they're a woman, because that's what they are at the end of the day, no matter what they're doing. So he was like, all right, I guess. And I was like, yo, you gonna go with me? He's like, all right, I go with you. So we go in there. We get to the strip club. It's a nice strip club to where they got stages set up everywhere. They actually have an individual room, but it's like a glass room. Like all the walls are glass where you can still see out of it. But it's like pool tables and little arcade games and the TV, big screen TVs in there. It was a nice strip club where they actually made like steaks and real food. It was a nice one because it was catering to us military folks, so it was really nice. So we go in the strip club and we looking around, and we go kind of sit like in the corner by one of the stages in the back. Excuse me, sorry. Sit in the corner by one of the stages in the back. You know, because I know he wouldn't want to sit directly up front. This is his first time, so let him kind of sit in the back where he can see everything, see what's going on. After about 30, 40 minutes, I'm like, yo, what's up? He was like, yeah, I like it. And I'm like, yeah, it's some bad ones in here. I will admit that, bro. It's some bad ones in here. And it was this one light-skinned chick. She wore glasses, but she was bum. I say on my scale, she was a 9. A solid 9, though. Like I'd take that home any day 9. No disrespect to her. But, everybody have their own likes and standards. Hopefully it's not too dark that can see me. So, I'm like, you gonna go tip her? He was like, I'd be scared. I wouldn't know what to say. And I'm like, just walk up to her. I was like, you ain't got to say that when you tipping him. You just stand there, watch him shake for about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe, depending on how much you're trying to tip. I was like, look, we ain't rich. We ain't no ballers like that. So pull out like two singles. Stand there for about 30 seconds. She'll see you. She'll come over by you, shake, jiggle, do some type of trick. You take the $2 slide in her little garter belt and you walk off. You smile and walk off. He was like, nah, I don't know, man. So he was too scared to get up. Me, I was getting up here and there. And look, I have no disrespect to strippers. I think they cool. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with them, not whatsoever. But I'm just not that type of dude that's going to be in there spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to pay your bills. Shit, I'm trying to make sure you get a couple drinks in the night, maybe some gas money, and you good. That's as far as I'm going to take it, but that's me personally. So I was going up, tipping $1, $2 here and there, like, okay. And then, I'm not to be sounding like a cheapskate or anything like that. If you just stand up there dancing regular, like you in a club, you basically the same shit in the club, but just a teeny bit less clothing. I'm not going to be excited. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to give you a 5 or a 10. It's just rare for me to do something like that. But like I said, I had love for him. No disrespect to him. Get your money. Get your money. So I was tipping here and there, and I noticed he wasn't. So it got to a point where we like an hour in, and he's like watching just this one girl. Like as she go from stage to stage, while she walking around talking, I noticed he's feeling her. So she gets up on one of the stages again, and I'm like, you ain't gonna tip her? He's like, nah. I was like, give me $2. I'm gonna tip her for you. I'm gonna tell him it came from you. He was like, nah, T. And I was like, yeah. Give me $2. So I got $2 from him. I go over there to her, and I'm like, talking to her. I'm like, she get to dancing, she looking at me, and I'm like, come a little closer. And I'm like, hey. And I'm talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I think you cute, whatever. I was like, man, he really feeling you, but he kind of shy. Spit that whole shy stuff. It wasn't game. I was telling her the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was telling her the truth. Like, he think, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of shy. She was like, oh, poor thing. And I was like, look, I was like, how much is the lap dance cost? She was like, $20. And I said, look, all right, I'm going to give you this 20. I said, when you get off the stage, don't say nothing to him. I said, just come straight over there and just get on his lap and start dancing. I want, you know what I'm saying? I think he'd like it. She's like, okay. Gave her the 20, then tipped her like 5 more and stuff, and then pulled out his 2 and was like, and this 2 is from him too. He was too scared to tip me. She was like, oh. She was like, all right, well, when my set is over, I'm going to come over there. Now, I guess she thought it would be cool, you know what I'm saying, it'd be something good, because I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have been excited too. If I saw something like that, when she gets off stage, man, she got heels and all, so she not full sprint, but she like jogging, and she running in a straight line towards him. Now he's sitting to where like it's a wall back behind him, and he's just like, and you can see his face. I'm looking at him, like I look at her, and I see her coming over, and I'm like, oh, she about to come over. And I didn't realize she was jogging, because it was a fairly nice sized club, so I didn't realize she was jogging. You can see his face, he like, his eyes getting bigger and bigger, and he like leaning back. And I'm like, I'm looking at him, then I look at her, and I see her jogging. I'm like, oh. So she coming over there, and he's like, by the time she get up to where he at, he's just like, mouth open, like, eyes big as hell. It was crazy. Look, I know I probably look crazy. Please don't kill me too hard in the comment section for those who do comment. But he has really, really big eyes. That's the thing I was trying to portray. Kind of similar to mine. It's really big. So she's just like takes her little, like, it's like a bag where she had all her money in, like I wouldn't say a duffel, but one of them big, super big purses, you know what I'm saying, type thing. Not like a leather one, like a cloth one, where she had her money, and she takes it and put it in the chair next to him at the table. There's nobody else sitting at the table because it's like little tiny tables, and I'm sitting at one, he's sitting at the other, two right next to each other. She put it in the bag and like pushed the chair up against the table, and she like jumps on his lap, and she starts, you know, grinding, shaking, and twerking, and he just like, no hand movement, nobody. He's stiff as a bull, and she turned around and she like popping it in his face, and she sit on his lap and from that way, and she's looking back at him, popping it, and I'm like, ooh, and he's just like, he's like this, and I'm like, man. So when the song's over, she was like, did you like it? He was like a little kid. I still been, So I'm just like trying not to laugh too loud. I'm sitting like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is crazy. This is crazy. So she was like, I'm gonna be right back. She takes her bag, I guess, in the back to put her money away or whatever. She comes back out about 15 minutes later, but while she's in there, he's like, yo, I ain't even pay her for the dance. I said, dawg, I told him, I said, I got you. I paid for the dance. I seen you liked her. He was like, damn, wow, appreciate it. That was, I didn't even know what to do. I was just so shook. I was like, yeah, I saw that. I said, man, you gotta speak. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you ain't gotta do everything. Just relax. Stay cool. You know what I'm saying? Remember, she's still a woman. He was like, yeah, okay. Okay, so she comes back out there. And I didn't ask for this. He didn't ask for this. She comes back out there and sits at the table with him, and then tells the waitress, hey, and calls the waitress over and asks me, do you want a drink? And I'm like, he so holds up his wrist, because, you know, he's a minor, he's only 20, so he can't drink. She's like, oh, okay, but she was like, I think she said she was 22, so she didn't have a big deal, you know, it wasn't a big issue for her. She was like, okay, she orders her a drink, and she's sitting there, and she's like, yeah, I think you're cute, and what's your name? And he just like, Mike. And then he didn't say nothing. And she sat there for like 5 minutes. Usually after about a minute, a chick could be like, okay, this is awkward, and get the hell up and walk off. She sat there for 5 minutes, so she's sitting there like this. And every like so often, I say every minute or so, I would be like, yeah, so where you from? I would, you know, step in and throw a few words to keep something going. And then, you know, so this is when I knew that it was going to be funny. I ain't going to lie, it was funny. So she grabs her chair, and they got like the little wheel, and she rolls it around to get directly in front of him. And she's like, so tell me a little bit about you. Grab his hand, and he's just like, not saying no words. So I'm like, her back is turned to me, she can't see me, and I'm like, yo, say something, speak. And then she turns her head, I guess the look that she was going on in the club, and he like, I don't know what to say. He like mouthed that to me, and I'm like, anything, just speak. And she turned to look at me, and I'm like I ain't do nothing, like I ain't say nothing. He didn't say nothing the entire time. So she was like, all right, well, I'm going to get back to dancing. It was nice to meet you. She leaned in and hug him, give him a kiss on the cheek. This motherfucker goes, oh. I'm like, why'd you jump? And then why'd you make that? When she walked away, I'm like, why'd you jump? Why you made that noise? He's like, I didn't think she was going to do it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is heaven. I'm like, yo, you was such a cornball. And I'm just dying laughing. I'm like, yo, really? I was like, so you gonna tell your son this was your first strip club experience? He's like, I ain't never telling my son. I said, dawg, you know I'm gonna get to yapping. You act like I know you shy, but you act like you know what's going on. You said you had you a few little things back home waiting for you type stuff. What the hell was that? He was like, oh man, T man, go ahead man. It ain't that serious. I'm like, yo, I clown him for the rest of the night. I'm like, are you serious, man? Are you serious? You know, so that pretty much was that. His first time going to a strip club. That was hilarious. I mean, I couldn't help myself. When I seen that man go, and his eyes kept big, I was dying like, yo, seriously? But, you know, and you know, to bring the story full circle, it does have a kind of a good ending, but it's like 6 months later. We in the military, we single, so we go to the strip club, and 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 we go to the str at least 3-4 times a month, guaranteed. Guaranteed. You know, that I know that probably, for me, that's a lot. I don't know. In my opinion, that's a little excessive. You know, every now and then it'd be twice a week, whatever. Once in the blue moon, that type thing. But we were in like a military, on a military base called Fort Hood, Texas. I don't know if some of you are familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. There's nothing there but the base itself. No type of real fun but going to a club or a strip club. That's pretty much all is in the city. And it's not a big city, so after a while you get tired of the clubs. You see the same folks all the time. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would travel, go to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, all that stuff. Austin was like within an hour. Everything else was like 2 to 3 hours. So not all the time you wanted to get up and drive that 2 to 3 hours to get there, party club, then at the end of the night have to drive 2 to 3 hours back. And that wasn't the safest thing to do, because you know you're gonna go to the club, you're gonna turn up, you're gonna get drunk, all that other stuff. So yeah, so we would go there probably 3-4 times a month at least, to the point where they knew who we were. Like, they knew most of the soldiers that came back on a halfway regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But they knew who we were. And he would watch me basically while I was in the strip club, because he would always ask me, how do you do it? How do you get them to laugh and talk to you like that? And I told him, I said, I treat them like they women. I go up to them. I don't tell them, oh, your ass is fat. How much would it cost to fuck? Like, some of these fools will do that. If that's what you want to do, hey, I ain't going to knock you. You want to throw your bread? You want to be tricking off on that? If you got it, trick it. If you don't got it, you want to fake it till you make it, that's your business. But I'm just not that type of person. I just treat them like the woman. I would go up to them and, you know, make fun of them. Like, I see you almost fall while you try to do that move, and they would laugh. Shut up. But don't worry, I ain't going to tell nobody. Or I would be like, hey, you want a drink? I'm come sit down and kick it. And most guys wanted them to, like, sit in their lap and be all rubbing on them. Sit in the chair, get comfortable, relax. Or if somebody was requesting to dance, go ahead, go get your money. I'm never going to get in the way of your money. And they all liked it. And they kind of respected the fact that I treated them like they were women. And, you know, to wrap this little piece up, it got to a point where there was one that got off the stage one day when she got done. And was like, I think you're the one. I'm like, what? I think I want to try to see what you're about, and maybe we should go on a date or something. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he looking at me like, how the hell you do that? And I told him, I said, I just treat him. And it got to the point where he was sitting at the table and he started to partake in it, laughing, joking, just regular conversation. Long story short, 6 months after that first initial visit, he got the courage and the strength to start talking to her, and they got to a point where they actually went on a couple of dates, and he actually, you know, not to be disrespectful or anything like that, he hit it. It wasn't a secret. You can tell. Everybody knew. It was okay, though. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, I appreciate that. You know, you helped me break out my shell. And I'm like, ain't no thing, man. You know, I was telling him, like, I didn't grow up with my father in my life like that. And my only male influence as far as women was my uncle. And my uncle was a pimp. Not literally a pimp, but he was different chicks left and right all the time. But he did teach me the values of treat them with respect and treat them like they women. No matter what I thought of them, treat them like they're a woman. And, you know, it'll usually come out pretty good for me. It'll turn out pretty good. And, you know, I was just passing that information along to him, like, you ain't got to be scared just because they strippers. You know what I'm saying? I said, talk to them like you would talk to a chick you meet in the mall. Laugh, joke, get them to smile, compliment them, normal conversation, get them comfortable, and then see what happens from that point. So that's my story of my boy, we call him Mike, his first time going to the strip club. Hilarious, but it had a good ending. It helped him build his confidence and to see, you know, what he could do from there on. And, you know, I hope you liked it. I know it was a little long, but I wanted to actually tell an entire story. I didn't want to break it and chop it and so on and so forth. No editing. You see me sliding forth in the camera because I'm excited about the story, because it's a funny story to me. It's like something I'm always going to remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just hilarious. His facial expressions, the way he was stiff as a board, all that stuff is always going to resonate with me forever. But I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. Like I said, this is my first video. If you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. That would be appreciated. Like I said, I'm not in this for the money. I don't know if I did mention that. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm really not into for the money. I know YouTubers make money, and some of them do pretty well. There's a few of them in the city I'm in. I'm in Orlando. They do pretty damn well, and I don't knock it. If I get to that point, cool. But I just felt like telling these stories were funny. Why not share it with others? Entertaining, because I get entertained by a lot of these other reactions and stories and so on and so forth. I do gotta send a shout out to Simply Monet. I like her channel. I like the way she carries herself and the strength she shows. I had to give her a shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love and respect for Shawty. She do her thing, and she not afraid to be herself. Like, I appreciate that, and that was kind of the last thing I needed to be like, why not just go ahead and tell a story? Be yourself. Don't try to be all make it all super exciting and be dramatic, but nah, just. And I got the inspiration from her, so I gotta give her a shout out. You know what I'm saying? If she do see it, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, new to YouTube, at least the video, making my own videos part. So comment. Want to hear more stories? You want to see me react to something? And I'll be able to do it like a regular setup at home. But I figured, hey, let me get this a try and see what happens. Hopefully somebody will see it, even if you don't like or subscribe, and just laugh and enjoy the story and maybe relate at some point. You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy T, aka the page name is Turn C, and I'm out of here. I'm gonna holler at you. I hope y'all have a good one and a blessed one. Peace.